All right, I'm on hole number 5 of the 2019 Spring Major. Brand new holes. These are the Koh Hong Resort. All right, now this hole here, there are several ways to play this hole. The very first time I played it, I shot out to here and I went in for eagle. But you're definitely out here with a wood. And the goal, I think, is the best that you can do, I think, is right there, unless you did a max overpower hook shot and could end up out here where you have this straight in shot, and that's with a short iron. That really would be a great spot out there, but you have to clear these trees. If you draw a line, and you come back like this, you've got to clear those trees. And if you draw the line from here where the tree's at, this area here is a dead area. I mean, the trees are in the way. I mean, I think you can make the shot over the trees, but the trees are in place. So depending on where you're at, you may or may not be able to. So you really either need to land out here, you need to clear the trees out here, or you need to do a layup. I mean, those are really your only 3 viable options. I know if you're in the shot from here, when you're coming into the green, it's tricky because you have 2 different things that you can do. You can either bounce off of this area and go to the green, or you can start off on the green. You can get down here on the green and you can do a rough bump. So you can try this rough bump. Or you need to bring a backspin club, and you need to make sure you got enough power in your clubs that now a backspin club would be the option no matter what, I think. And a backspin club that has just a little bit of topspin, but a backspin club would be the ideal way, because as if you found yourself in a situation where you couldn't land on this, you had a big backspin club to keep you on the green. If you come here and you use a club that doesn't have a lot of backspin, and for whatever reason this doesn't work out, now you're bouncing off of this to get over, and it just increases your odds that you'll end up in a rough depending on the wind. In the tournament, it'll be pretty easy because we'll know what direction the wind is, this way or this way. I mean, it'll always be the same. But in one-on-one play, this is a trickier shot, because if you get headwind here, or if you get, depending on which way the wind's blowing, this shot can be very difficult. I know I can lay it up out here and go for that shot, and I can bring a backspin club and end up on. What I want to know is if I can get out here. So I'm going to do another one of the max overpower hook shots and see at least what it looks like. I haven't tried it on this hole, but I think this hole there is a shot to get out there. So once again, I'm going to bring a big club, a big ball. I'm going to bring the biggest thing without bringing out something that you had to pay for. And I've got, if I can't get it done with those clubs from out there, then I'm in trouble. I could switch this up if I wanted to, but if I actually get to where I'm going, the Hornet's the club that I want. And my rapier is at 72, so that's 1.4 per ring. 1.5, 1.4. I'll count it as a 1.5. All right, let's go for it. I'm going to do the max overpower hook shot, and we're going to find a spot. So I'll pick a spot out here somewhere where it's easy to line it up, and then I can adjust in or out however many rings I need to get onto the fairway if I don't hit it on the first try. I'm usually more concerned about finding a spot. Man, that's a long ways around there. Let's see how far he can get up there. It may not even be possible unless we can get up into this area. We'll have to get up high enough that the curl would take effect to get over the sand trap. Oh, and it's me. Oh yeah, we got plenty. I think I'm going to actually overshoot it if I do that. Pick a spot right there, right along that transition. And we could easily get around there. So that was at that transition. I need to come in probably, I'd come in. I'm going to start off the next time through. I'll start off a ring set in from that transition. So I went through the trees. I'll start off a half a ring set in. And one of two things will happen. I'll either end up in the fairway or I'll end up coming off the other side. So the hope is that I actually come off the other side. Because then I know that somewhere within those 5 rings is the sweet spot. So then I would play it just like the clock game. I'd hit the middle and see which way that is. And then I'd narrow it down so that I could narrow it down into a ring set. All right, so let me do another one. Okay, I'm not going to put all of it on there because I don't think I need all of the topspin, but I could use all the curl. So I was off on this, and I was too far out. So I'm going to come my blue ring off of the. I'm going to come my orange ring off the fairway first cut of rough, and I'm going to take the wind out. So I'm actually getting a number. All right. I took the wind out, so the wind's not a variable here. See, that was too far in. So now we have 2 numbers. So we can go back and watch that video. That's awesome that I went out of bounds on that first one. So we can go back and look at the video and watch the bounce for that first one and where it came through and where I set up on this last one. And so now we know what our variance is. So pick the spot halfway in between as the next shot. And that'll let you know, that'll get you closer on both sides of that fence. So I think that's definitely a shot that can be dialed in. I don't know where we'd end up out there. I definitely think that max topspin is going to be too much if you hit the shot. That right there tells me that you can hit that shot. You can get around that. Nice shot. All right. We're right at max club and max Spitfire. I played at about 2 per ring. I always like to be about 2 transitions. I want to make sure I'm starting off on that fringe. So I'm going to scoot it forward just a bit. I play at 2 per ring, so that's about 1.25 rings. Hit it great to the right. See how high that ball bounces with a Spitfire? That's a great example right there because it's max distance. So see how high, when it hit that little island, it went almost straight up in the air, and it was just a forward, that little teeny bit of backspin on a Spitfire because it hits so high is massive when it hits the ground because it's already in its normal flight, not trying to pull forward. And so that little teeny bit of backspin woes it up, and it's amazing how effective that little bit of backspin is on a Spitfire. All right, that was hole number 5 of the Spring Major, the 2019 Spring Major in the Monday qualifying round for the Rookie Division. Thanks for watching.